So, I mean, I originally started this channel like for shits and giggles for the most part, just throw shit out there, some VOD reviews back when I was actually doing scrims with decent players and stuff like that. Season zero, like when I would scrim random people, like some butters and all those other motherfuckers and shit like that. And when I was actually somewhat more invested into playing this game more regularly, but I do enjoy the game, so I do critique it quite often because I want the game to improve. So in this video, I kind of want to talk about a lot of the issues in the game that they just kind of never really address and or understand that these are recurring problems, right? For a meta or the game in general. Okay. Because I mean, the game is fun. I enjoy the game, but there are a lot of issues that this game tends to have that have been around since it was actually made public outside of beta. Before beta. I mean, before the actual launch. And a lot of these things just have never been addressed or just keep happening in really idiotic ways, in my opinion. And some may be major, and some are more major issues, some are more gameplay problems, quality of life issues, some are more like in the creator side, and some are just like, just my own personal like critique of what I think is idiotic about some of these things, right? So take it as you will. I am a very open critic of the game. I am very harsh on it because I do think it could be way better than what people think it is, and I don't think that everyone kissing Omeda's ass when they fuck up is a good thing. Because if you're gonna protect them from fucking up, what's gonna stop them from continuously doing it or ignoring the real issues of the game, right? Eventually, we will kill it by never forcing them to realize or take into account what they keep doing. So first off, I want to say that Eternals in itself was a very good idea. It was a very good and fresh concept that we needed for the game to shake it up a little bit and offer more versatility and options for player customization and character playstyles, right? This was needed, insanely needed, because before um the prior system was just very vague, very limited, and everyone could like it was pretty much based on the best option of the few that you had, right? Like there's no real options to play around, and there are obvious winners and losers in terms of those options that were available. Eternals shook that up. Everyone has more options. Everyone has a lot of things now, right? Like there's a lot of things to it. But let's not ignore, and or for those who may not know, this is an idea that is not exclusive to Pred by any means. And one of the things that I find kind of sad or irritating about a lot of these things that they do is they tend to copy ideas from other MOBAs or other games, right? But they copy them, but for some reason they never take the quality of life changes that were implemented to those same ideas. Like they just refuse to do it at times. And what I mean by this is like this is a similar system to like I'll use League as an example because I played that game for a really long time. That's just what I do. And if you want to look it up, you can. Lee has something. There was before called room pages. I don't know what the fuck they're called right now, but before they were called room pages, right? And the room pages were split up into several different options between it was like general damage, assassin damage, then you had mages and utility, and then you have a tank page, right? I don't know if there's another one, but there's about at least four options. And in each of these options, it was similar to what we have right now. The only difference was the main effect of each one of them you could pick from, right? So it would be like if you had Vermis, Marrow, and Therax, and you could pick each of their primary, not each, but you could pick one of those options and pick their main effect, right? Like you could have the whatever the Primarch passive basic attacks mark, or the Omnivamp, or you could have the every three autos you do some like a bonus damage kind of shit, right? You could pick one of those three to have, and then the other options, they I believe there's four other options in the rune pages, right? Like four slots that you can fill with their own separate options. So you could have the three, and then you can pick out from whatever the other ones were, right? Like you can pick the main one and then go down, pick whatever blessing one, blessing two, blessing three, blessing four, right? And it doesn't particularly matter in the grand scheme of things. But what I'm saying is they could have been made more streamlined in order to help players decide or give players more options in a smaller, more digestible package. That's probably what I'm trying to say here, right? Smaller, more digestible package, easier to use, less clutter, easier to deal with when and if they'll ever implement being able to look at these things while you're picking characters, right? And that's another quality of life thing that is really fucking weird to me. League of Legends has almost always had it, almost always, because I do remember in the very beginning of the game, maybe the first few years, it wasn't a thing. But you can literally, while you're picking characters, before you even pick, you can just make your own fucking rune page as everyone else is picking. You don't have to wait for your turn to look at stuff. You're able to just pick what you want before you actually pick the character. Other things allow you to have actual pages set up already, so instead of just having to constantly be picking, you can just pick, well, pop up a little slider and it's like, well, I'll pick this one because that's the setup for damage, or I'll pick this one over here because that's my tank setup, you know, like just very, very simplistic and obvious kind of quality of life changes for a system that already exists that they copied. Right? So here we'll just copied, but not the quality of life changes. So we're gonna move on here a little bit. This is something else here. Like some of these stats don't really make sense to me, or some of the passives don't really make sense to me in where they are or why they are there in particular, right? Like like this over here. Like all these look decent, they're decent options and stuff like that. You're like, oh, on unit kills decent for like melee characters, DOT reduced ability. Like, okay, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. But how many tanks can actually use that if you really think about it? How many tanks can realistically use this? Ever? Who can use it? Because it's DOT abilities. What fucking tank has a DOT ability? I think the only one would be Richter if it counts it as a DOT because it's his AoE, right? So I don't know if it's counted as a DOT ability in the same sense that Mori's ability is considered a DOT. But outside of that, who has a DO, like who has one? Tank wise, like realistically speaking. Please correct me if I'm wrong here. Like I can't remember everything off the top of my head. But that's the only thing I could think of. You know, as a tank, so who would care to use that option? So in most situations, a tank picking a tank eternal only realistically has two options. One, if you want to take into account that if you want to actually use it in lane, you can't actually have the regeneration one because it's kind of useless to you in lane, which is about 15 to 20 minutes of your gameplay. Then we have this is the slip of blessing 2 over here. Takedowns permanently grant 30 plus max health. That's cool. In lower level lobbies where takedowns are way more prominent and they happen more often and way easier. In higher tier lobbies where people are more, you know, aware of how not to die, this is kind of useless in the grand scheme of things because you might rather have fucking 12% attack speed in lane because having straight set amount of stats is better than banking on I might have these stats, right? Like, what would you rather have? Something that you might get or something that you know you have, kind of deal. So again, some stats just don't make sense to me, or some effects don't make sense to me to have them in specific trees. And then other ones are like, why the fuck would you do that if I can just have straight stats I know I will always have versus you might have this stat, you know? And it's not even an amount of HP that's very game changing in any way, sense, or form. 30 HP in the grand scheme of things isn't much when there's damage, true damage built into items and on options, and now they get bonus bonus damage for your max health. So the more health you get means the more damage you take, anyways. It's kind of like, eh. And then we have shit like this, right? This is one that annoyed me at the very beginning. Jungle options are fucking random. Why the hell is our jungle options so spread out into so many fucking random ass trees? And a lot of them don't even make sense to me. Camp leader kills grant 8% damage for 20 seconds. Why the fuck does a tank want more damage? Like, in the grand scheme of things, if you're playing a tank jungler, damage, I mean, sure, might help you a little bit in the clears and stuff like that. But like in the early portions of the game, that's fine. But again, why is it in a tank eternal that is primarily meant for laning? You know, this is meant for like having health bonuses. It's helping you heal. It's giving you sustainability, and then it's giving you attack speed and options for killing people or being near people, right? In the grand scheme of things, this is a laning option, in my opinion. Again, this is my opinion. I do think it's a laning option. It's the best laning option for a tank ever. Like, there's no point going Idrisil in any way, shape, or form. There's really no point if you're a tank. There's no point doing that. You know, like it's very situational. It's very kind of pointless. Like, yeah, you can reduce attack speed and all this other crap, but it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things when Thrax exists and everyone's running infinite attack speed anyway. So this is null and void. You know, it's like, eh. And then you have shit like this. After taking hero damage, restore 6% missing health over 8 seconds. That's cool. That's awesome. No, that's awesome. Cool. Or I could just kill an entire wave and get, how much is it? Like, it's about 5 minions, right? Or I can kill an entire wave and get back 7.25 more. I get more HP and faster, so it allows me to do what I want, kill minions, get out, and then not lose as much HP waiting for the regions to kick in. I mean, yeah, max health versus missing health. I would rather have max health healing. 100%. Max health healing versus missing health healing. Max health is way better. Like, it's just infinitely better. It's more versatile and it's easier to use. Right? And I think there's other jungle options around here and things like that where it just doesn't make any sense to me. They do not make sense to me. There's other options like this one over here. Let's say some are too specific, while others are too easy to abuse. Right? Let's go back to this shit. True damage is 15% more effective against enemy heroes within 800 units, right? On paper, that sounds awesome. That is absolutely fucking amazing, right? And then you start thinking about who can actually use that. Who can reliably use that? Who would actually want it in the grand, like, versus everything else, right? There's 2 characters. I mean, I technically 3, I believe, maybe 4 if you want to try to add Kalari passive. But if you're gonna be using this shit for Kalari passive, that's kind of an that's riskier than just running what you would want to run, I guess. But who knows? Maybe this is some tech on him. I don't know, or her. I don't play Kalari enough to know. But I mean, maybe 15% true damage under passive is extremely broken. Who the fuck knows? But there's only realistically 2 characters that can reliably use this consistently, which are Neon and Adele right now, because Adele's straight up true damage, right? Those are the only 2 characters in the game that can realistically use these options. And even then, why would you do so much of this or invest so much into that while losing so many other options that are available to you, like Thrax's infinite fucking attack speed, or Crix's regions and bonus health damage, which also increase your overall damage anyways because it's based on HP, right? It's like there's just things that are just so very, very specific that having them in this specific tree just means like that's one option no one will ever pick, ever, right? There's just no reason to pick it. And then we're going over here. It's like, why is there a tank option or like or extremely good defensive option in my opinion in a fucking random ass utility tree. Why is there a tank option in a utility tree that doesn't just give you like again, it's not specialized in any way, shape, or form. It's really random. You have damage reduction, you have bonus damage, and then you have fucking bonus true damage or more increased damage on true damage. All of these options are so fucking random. There's no cohesion in this tree. It's damage reduction, you get damage but take more damage, and then a random fucking passive that only affects 3 goddamn characters in the game and maybe an item if it works on the item. Right? It's like what the hell? And then you have other options that are just extremely versatile, no matter what the hell you want to think about it. Which is, again, I'm going to talk about it because I think this is absolutely broken as shit and unbalanced. Ferocity over here can be used on anyone and anything. And it will still be okay because having added attack speed on your basic attacks based on the amount of time you are in combat is absolutely broken when you understand spacing and when it also procs when you get hit. So it doesn't just proc when you're attacking people, it procs when you get hit. Right? So you don't even need to hit people. You can just get hit and it'll work fine. It'll still keep stacking. So there's options that are just insanely bad to have in almost every situation, because why the fuck would you have it when you can have something this much better? And then you have options that are just so fucking like useless in the grand scheme of things that why would anyone pick them? Because only 3 characters can even use it. He's like, no, this goes back to being able to like to streamline options here and stuff like that. Oh, sorry, I sneezed there. But this all goes back to being able to streamline all this experience, right? Through Eternals and all the options that are here. Like, there's just some of these options are too good that there's no reason to pick anything else. And a lot of the options are just like, what's the fucking point of getting that if I can't really use it? And even the ones that would want to use it probably have better options. So then we're going to talk about the random stats here, right? Random stats and the damage. Let's go to, was it not you specifically this one. Specifically Lotus, and there's a few other ones that give you like random damage here and there and bullshittery like that, right? But giving random stats is kind of a detriment to some characters. You know, I don't know if there's a formula to it or specifically, but what happens if you randomly get a stupid amount of attack speed and nothing else? I mean, movement speed, right, from this passive and nothing else. I'm pretty. I mean, I can't say pretty sure Obeda has a does have tendencies of not thinking about specific things such as what ifs, right? So I think randomized stats or damage should not be a thing because it gives one, it removes like not chance, but adding chance to a game that already requires specific build stats and like setups and all this random crap is detrimental at times because you're adding a sense of gambling or to play in the game, and like, you know. And then some of these stats are actually good. Let's say you have like a 20-minute game, you just randomly got what, 20% fucking health or 20 almost 30% fucking damage. I mean 40% damage. Like what the fuck? You know, like what the fuck are those options? Why are they're not even bad stats, they're good stats. Some of these are really good stats. Like you end up with what 10 stacks of the damage for 17 increased damage for just existing in the game being that long. So then it becomes about not actually knowing how to play the game, but just delaying the game long enough that your damage just, or whatever stats you're running, just outscale the fuck out of people. Like what? I mean, the game's already moving extremely fast right now. Damage is extremely high. Early game isn't as bad in terms of damage because a lot of it is based on scaling and things like that. The only real problems are Thrax or Thrakes, whatever the fuck you want to call it, having the infinite attack speed being an issue at all points of the game. But time to kill is absolutely absurd. It is absolutely absurd still. And a lot of people, I've seen people post or say like, "Oh, you all just tanks are broken, tanks are this, tanks are all this crap," right? But I mean, no, they're still not that good. Their damage is based on their HP. So I mean, they still have some damage, but realistically speaking, there's still so many options available to everyone else to beat the crap out of them. If you just understand spacing and know how to play it correctly, steal all ins you, you get away, you get pulled, you have a support there for you, you blink out, and then he just kind of sits there trying to not die. You know, Sevrog is probably the tank that got out the best because his passives just excel in the game no matter what. I mean, they've never really been addressed. But his passives don't really matter in the grand scheme of things because solo queue doesn't care about him, but he's more of a comp character, like, you know, top tier teams and bullshit like that. Um, but yeah, time to kill has been shortened. I should say it has been shortened in a lot of scenarios, and I mean that's just not going to change. There are some things where yeah, carry should die fast. There's some things should die like this, but they shouldn't get so much free damage in the game. There should not be so much free damage in the game. There's one Eternal that gives you 15% damage after I think 15 or 20 minutes, some shit like that. Like why? Why are you just throwing damage at people? Why are you giving the game that already has issues with time to kill random amounts of damage to make it easier to kill people? And they did try to mitigate it. I'll kill on that. They did try to mitigate this issue, right, by adding durability buffs and longer cooldowns in almost every ability, right? But cool, that's cool. But the amount that you gave isn't going to counteract the amount of damage that's in the fucking game now. Like, you just gave what, an insane amount of damage to some of these characters or some of these pages, and then only a fraction of that is mitigated by the fact that you gave maybe a couple, what, 50 HP, maybe a couple hundred HP by level 18 or some shit like that. Just stupid shit, right? Other things, it's the same shit like I was talking about earlier, right? Like useless ones in comparison to other stats. Why the fuck is anyone gonna pick this? Who the hell is gonna pick Glacier? You get one magical armor for 300 total gold earned. Who the fuck's gonna pick that? Like, you know, like what? I guess it doesn't matter too much because in the grand scheme of things, this isn't a page that no one gives a fuck about. And also, while we're still on that topic, why the hell does a tank page have penetration passives? Why the hell does a tank page have penetration stats for assassins? Why? Omega, why? Why are these here? I would rather have reduced attack speed versus by the time I hit the late game, I'll have almost fucking what, 10 magic armor? Not even an item's worth? Like, come on, Omega. Come on. Right? You guys talks about some general issues now, man. Sorry if this is a little more, this is more of a rant than anything else. I just decided to do this as I was thinking about the game and shit like that, and things that were bothering me about how the game is being pushed and or progressing in terms of balancing and I guess design philosophy in a sense. So we're gonna move to issues like these are more general issues. All the things about the game here and there that I just think are problems, and that people tend to ignore a lot, right? A lot of people tend to ignore. Let's face it. And the first thing I'm gonna talk about is the rank. And I'm gonna keep talking about this shit until they fix it. I will keep talking about this crap till they fix it. You can ban me off fucking Reddit. You can ignore my shit on Discord. I don't care. You can call me the dude who cries because, like, I don't give a fuck. Because at the end of the day, these are problems, and it's part of what's killing a lot of the game experience. So, the problem with rank right now, or in general, since they like, I understand where a lot of these ideas are coming from, but in the grand scheme of things, you're killing your own game by doing a lot of these things. 5 stacking is cool and all, right? That's awesome, that's cool, but it makes a lot of things easier to do, such as boosting and smurfing, right? Like that's a problem in the game. It's a huge problem in a lot of ranks, especially at the start of rank season. You'll see smurfs everywhere, boosting everyone in 4 stacks, 3 stacks, 2 stacks, and it's just never addressed. It's never touched. It's never looked at. They just say, well, we have a way of dealing with that. We try to give them we try to rank them up faster and this and that, but most of these motherfuckers already have 10 to 15 accounts. They have 10 to 15 accounts. They do not care about your quick rank up. They do not care. They legitimately do not give a fuck. That's just the reality of it. They do not care. Right? So with this, there's another issue that comes out, which is you're able to easily abuse and rig rank games. If you all don't know this, bronze can queue up with anyone up to gold. Right? So you can queue up with a bronze player, and it's gonna lower your overall matchmaking. I see this all the time. People see this all the time. Maybe they don't pay attention to it as much. But you'll go into a game and you're wondering, why the fuck is there a random gold player in a lobby full of bronze players and a random silver player? You can rig the fucking rank system. And it's not only gold and bronze that do this. You see this in platinum too a lot. And this is again where a lot of these Smurf accounts start coming in, or people getting boosted. Right? You can look up some of these diamond players and you'll see like some of the games where they hit diamond. They have never played against a diamond player in their goddamn fucking entire ranked experience, because they're playing with someone who's gold. So you have a fucking plat 1 player playing with a gold player and getting put in gold plat lobbies, never having to ever actually play against a diamond player. So how are these people diamond if they don't even play within their same bracket, you know? Like, ranked is fucked up. It's absolutely skewed in the wrong ways. This is where we're getting into something I think is kind of funny, and it's what fucks up a lot of things in like Paragon level, mostly like Diamond Paragon. And that is the fact that there is no real rank decay. There is no real rank decay. So what this means is people in like rank decay is when you lose your rank slowly over time because you're not playing ranked, right? You know? And this is a huge issue of the game right now, is where everyone hits their desired rank, right? People hit diamond and then just stop playing the game. People hit paragon and then stop playing the game. And then all the competition or whatever isn't there anymore. Everyone just stops playing the fucking game because they already hit what they want. They don't need to play anymore because the rank is all they cared about, right? And how they got there doesn't matter either. But because there's no rank decay, they don't really lose anything ever. Like, they get boosted, they hit the rank, and then they never touch ranked again. And then these same people are the same ones that say, well, I'm this rank, so you all suck, but they don't know how to play the game, kind of thing. You have Paragon players who have gone 2 months without playing the game, but are still somehow in the top 200 because, I mean, unlike them, other people are winning and losing games, right? There needs to be rank decay. there needs to be rank decay to keep rank competitive. Because if people could just hit whatever rank they want and then just quit and lose nothing for it, what's the point of them consistently interacting with the mode? You know, like, just no point. So, I'm going to talk about my favorite thing here, the creator program that they have. Their creator program, in and itself, is kind of detrimental to the game. And I say it's detrimental to the game because it kind of kills any incentive to stream the game. Unless you're in the creator program, you have no, you don't give people drops. You can't, like, all their drops are tied to being in the creator program. So either you're in the creator program or they probably just don't want you streaming their game. That's the sad reality of it. There's no incentive for random people to stream the game unless you are already in the creator program. This is going to be my personal opinion from here, right? A lot of the reasons why I honestly just don't give a fuck about the creator program is because a lot of them are just kiss asses. They all kiss Omeda's ass in some way, shape, or form. And some of the few people who did criticize their game consistently, enjoy yours truly. Shout out to him, cool dude. I mean, I've always liked his content. He's always seemed like a chill man, you know, and all that shit. The drama behind his thing and all that crap, I mean, no one really knows from my understanding, so I can't really say anything about it. But the fact that he was kicked from the program for what seems to be criticism about the game is kind of a problem, you know? It's kind of a problem. He got kicked from the creator program. One of their most prominent creators at the time, kicked from the program for criticizing the game because he wants it to be better. That's a problem, right? Other issues with this is like most of their creators don't even play the game anymore, or even follow their own standards of what the creator program expects of you, which is like play a specific amount of time or amount of your streaming time playing the game or having, you know, all that crap, right? Specific amounts of game time, stream time for the week and crap like that. Most of them don't even follow it. And I mean, as a matter of fact, almost none of them follow it. So what's the point of having standards of it if no one's going to do it? You know, it's like, okay, only these handful of people have access to drops and stuff, but those same people, most of them don't even play the game anymore. I know a lot of them. I've interacted with a lot of them. I mean, some of them are cool people and all, but let's face it, they don't play the fucking game anymore. So where are your creators at? And I guess this is gonna be the last part for the creators here, right? The creator crap is a lot of these creators abuse a lot of the things I'm telling you about. A lot of them do. A lot do it. And they stream it. And it's funny to me that they stream this shit. And I call them out all the fucking time. I call out the smurfing. I call out the boosting. I call them out for stacking with this shit. And a lot of them always act in a very similar way. They always end up with something like the bullshit of, but it's not smurfing. His smurf account is in the same rank as us. That's smurfing. That is still smurfing. I'm sorry, maybe y'all are stupid as shit or something, or you have some kind of idiotic concept of what smurfing is or how the game should be played, right? If you are playing with someone who is in the fucking Paragon level and they're on a smurf account, that's smurfy, no matter how you want to look at it. That is smurfy. And they are boosting you too. They are playing ranked games for you, right? That is boosting. So no matter how you want to word it, no matter how you want to look at it, it is a simple fact that a lot of these creators are boosting each other and then acting like it's not what it is. Like, no, you are boosting. Just say it. You were getting boosted or you are boosting. Just say it. Why are Paragon, Smurfing, and Gold Platinum lobbies boosting their other creators? Who the fuck knows? But apparently Omega is okay with that, right? It's just it's a problem in the game, so let them fucking do it, you know? Like it's just idiotic that this is a thing that even your creators do, and you don't see it as a problem. And creators don't even understand what boosting is apparently, or they just try to avoid the issue by saying, "No, it's not." No, like come on, guys, like you're killing your own fucking game by doing this shit, and you're openly doing it and streaming it. And then when you get called out on it, you all get butthurt saying, "No, that's not true." Oh, my lane's not getting camped, even though I'm a Paragon player in a plat lobby. No one's babysitting. I mean, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You all are doing it. Get over it. Like, just call it what it is. You're boosting people and you're playing in lower skill lobbies. You're smurfing and boosting. I like to give credit where credit is due here. So I will say there are some characters like Adele and Legion, the more recent ones, that are actually pretty good. They're not like overly tuned, or they don't do too much of everything. They were pretty balanced in my opinion. They're pretty good. They're not overly oppressive in a lot of situations, but I mean they are strong, but they're not absolutely broken, and there's a way to play around them. That being said, the character philosophy or design philosophy for Omega tends to be, we want characters to do almost a little bit of everything in every role because fuck it, why not? And the biggest abuser of this, or the biggest example of this, would be again Aurora. And I will shit on Aurora to the day I die until they fix this problem. She has been the same since her release and has actually gotten huge buffs for some reason to her main core issues, which is having more CC. Right? The issue with Aurora in a lot of situations, and why she's so good in comp, and even now I still think she's really good regardless of whether she can abuse Eternals or not, right, is because of her ability to have a stupid amount of CC and escape. Why does a tank, a frontline tank bruiser, have almost as much fucking mobility as assassins in the game? Like, if you think about this on paper, that's a problem. You're gonna tell me a tank can dash in? Her dash also has a stun on it that does damage for some reason, that can also create a wall that blocks escapes and locks people into corridors and choke points? What? What? And then while she does that, she can jump in and then drop down an AoE that roots you, while also then ulting on top of you that stuns you, then damages everything near them. Well, then she can also double jump out if she wants to. Like, no matter what. And then she can be tanky as shit. And then there's options in the game that reduce armor for being near people, increase magic damage for being near people, so she can play multiple roles while also playing pretty much the same build she wants, because no matter what, she's going to be effective even if she's behind. She's like a more annoying Steel, but Steel alls ins and he can't really get out. He's effective with low gold, but she's effective with low gold and can get out. Steel just goes in, and if he's low gold, you either kill him or you die kind of situation. She can just go in and then walk away if she really wants to. She's just so versatile. She can play multiple roles. She can play 3 roles right now. Mid, and not mid, I'm sorry. I've seen people play her mid, but I don't think it's really good. She can excel in jungle, support, and off lane. She can be near unkillable in off lane. She can gank like crazy in fucking jungle while having decent clear because of her passives and itemizations. She's an extremely oppressive support if given the opportunity to even get near you. You know, like, why? And it's not so much that her damage is insane, it's her ability to escape while CC locking everyone in the goddamn game. There's almost no real counterplay to her other than blinking the fuck out. You can't really chase her because if she times her stuff correctly or you have no CC, you can't stop her. You just watch her walk away. I mean, this one's more of my little opinion here, right? It's just a small opinion for me in terms of gold drip. At times, I know it's been reduced here and there. I still don't think that you should get gold for being your minions because I think that's stupid as shit. What I mean by that is you shouldn't get gold for minions dying near you. You should only get gold for killing minions. If they're gonna have gold drip, it should only be for those that specifically have the support crest that get gold drip like that. I think that's the only case that that is even fucking viable or should be allowed in any way, shape, or form. That being said, I think you could remove gold drip completely from everyone else, and then move that gold drip to minions if you really wanted to, or just keep the fucking gold drip out, right? That gold for that minions dying near you, just remove it, and it would slow your game down, meaning that time to kill wouldn't be such an issue in a lot of situations, and it would incentivize people understanding or actually knowing how to play a lot of the game, because gold leads will be larger from people who know how to play the game versus people who don't, right? It kind of it adds more skill expression to the game if you know how to farm versus someone who doesn't. Again, this is me. People may agree, disagree, don't really care. Um, Death timers right now have still been extremely short, and it's been an issue for a long time ever since they fucking had that terrible patch a long ass time ago where they reduced death timers for some reason, and then they reverted it 2 patches later. On the current map, on the current map, as an offlaner or even in the jungle, you still struggle at times in the early game to get objectives or do anything, because even if you do kill someone in offlane specifically, even if you do kill someone in the first 10 minutes of the game, you don't have enough time to actually shove your lane out. Like you barely have enough time, and that's if you're lucky. You have to immediately shove your lane out, and then you might be able to get Cyan and back, but by the time you get back, your wave is already crashing. That shouldn't be a thing. You should be rewarded for killing someone, like for with lane control. If you kill them, you get the gold. You should be able to have time to shove the lane out or do whatever the fuck you want to do in the lane, get your Cyan, and then leave. And come back as the wave is pushing back. You shouldn't be in a rush to come back and still have that wave crash into your tower. I feel like that's idiotic. And a lot of times it's a thing for mid and for duo as well. You can kill them, and then they might still be able to get back in time to just lose nothing other than maybe a bit of XP difference because you killed them. Now, early portions of the game need longer death timers, and that's always been an issue. They refuse to change it. They refuse to deal with it. They refuse to address it. And I feel like this is one of the biggest issues in the game. Patch and hotfixes. This is an extremely big issue in the game because there's almost every patch they kind of break something. They break something or someone, and we're stuck playing with them for almost, I think it's like a month and a half or something like that, like 6 weeks or some shit, some crap like that, right? And they will break something or someone or an item or mechanic, and they will break it. And that's what's happening right now with Eternals, with Thrakes, and all that bullshittery having infinite scaling in the game and all that crap. And now we're kind of stuck playing with it. We're stuck playing with it for the entirety of this patch, right? So you have annoying mechanics in the game right now that no one wants to play into or play with, or are forced to play in order to not get fucked by it. And people get frustrated. They're gonna get frustrated. They're gonna get annoyed with it, and they're just gonna stop playing the game because these aren't getting fixed. In a lot of situations, more recently, they have been doing a bit better on fixing problems and stuff like that, but they still have the tendency of not actually touching the real problems. And it's annoying because they obviously hotfix shit. They show they can, they just choose not to at times. And like the easiest fix for a lot of these things is to either just add caps to them. You add caps to them, which I don't think it'd be impossible to do in a hotfix. You just kind of tweak numbers and or add an if. I don't know how the fuck they would do it. You know, like I feel like you just tweak it a little bit and they'd be like, oh, it only goes up to this. Boom, problem solved. Fixed the game entirely with one single patch and not much effort, if I'm not mistaken. And you can do that with a lot of the things in this game, where you can change how, like, if they can hotfix it, you know, just change a slight thing here, change the numbers here, change the variables here, so that way you get specific stats instead of random stats. Lower the number here to make it work, or you know, like stupid shit like that. Like they have obviously can do it. They've done it, I think, twice already this patch, but they just refuse to fix or actually touch issues in the game. Like the biggest issues, they just refuse to just disable them for a little bit. You know, disable the fucking infinite attack speed, put a cap on it, anything, like something to curve the issue at the moment, because it's frustrating. You know, a lot of players are annoyed by it, and they're tired of playing into it. They're tired of having to play it, and there's just we have to wait fucking 6 weeks for it to be addressed, and that's if we're lucky. And that is if we're lucky. Because again, Omega does have tendencies of taking 3 to 4 patches to fix fucking problems for some reason, because they have a very minimalistic view or take on how patches should be done. Again, Aurora has been nerfed consistently since her launch. Consistently. And they still refuse to touch what her main core issues are, which is the mobility mixed with CC. Like, you remove one or the other, and then she's perfectly fine. It gives us these really annoying game loops that no one wants to play into, and it just takes them forever to fix it. And that's an issue. That's a problem. And you can bring this up to a lot of the players and stuff like that, and they'll kiss Omeda's ass saying, "Oh, it's just a small indie team. It's just a small." Who cares? That doesn't matter. At the end of the day, the game itself is a business, right? The game is a business, and either they meet their consumers' needs and or wants, or they just die because we're not going to play the game anymore. That's the sad reality of this shit. You can defend Omega all you want. You can say that they're this or that, or like you can't be hating on them. They're trying their best. It doesn't fucking matter. It really does not matter. At the end of the day, this is a business. It is out to make money. And if they can't keep players, or they're doing all these random things that piss off a lot of their player base, there's no future for Pred. Pred has been doing decent for what it is right now. I'll give it that. I thought it would have died a year ago because of all the trash patches they were having and all the balance issues, but it's still going, which is I'm grateful it is, because I do enjoy the game. But they need to change. They need to change. They can't keep doing this. They cannot keep doing this crap where 6 weeks and 1 or maybe 2 hotfixes to touch minor issues or literal broken characters, but they won't fix the real problems in the game for another fucking 3-4 months. Like that can't keep going on, and it won't last, or Pred won't last if that continues. Like it's just not sustainable. More and more players are going to leave, and I'm pretty sure they will still have a strong console player base, because let's face it, a lot of the patches, a lot of this game is designed primarily for console players at this point, right? With the way it's set up to be easy, everyone's versatile, everyone can do this, everyone can do that, and a lot of it's just kind of like fast and they try to make it very beginner friendly in some situations. And I don't know, it's just, I want the game to succeed. I enjoy this game. I've been playing it since it was in beta. No, I've never played the actual Paragon game, never gave a fuck about that, but I do enjoy Pred. And love it or hate it, a lot of you motherfuckers hate me. The few that know of me hate me. And y'all can suck my dick for all I care. I'm gonna keep calling y'all motherfuckers out for abusing the system. I'm gonna keep all you motherfuckers out for kissing everyone's ass. I'll just keep doing it. Fix your game better. And it would probably be better than Smite, and more successful than Smite, if you just actually address the issues.